welcome back to LAK Sports, and welcome back, Craig MacDonald. Craig will be fighting Ty Kelly at PFC 21 on February 28th. So, Craig, it's always a pleasure to chat with you, and welcome back, and thanks for taking the time, man.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, no problem. So, how are you, and how are you feeling as you're preparing to go 4-0?
Well, honestly, I'm feeling great. Just been keeping the pace up, trying to just keep steady going and keep moving forward. And always got the goal in mind of getting the W and always try and go for the finish. I know just to point this out too, they they messed up on my record, so it was three. They had it as 3-1 last time. And then so what they did is they made a mistake on Tapology. And so they had me fight one of the old PFC fights that a guy was supposed to fight. That fight didn't work out. So I wasn't able to fight. And so they matched him up with someone else and they put that loss as on my record. So 4-0 now, and then
Sorry,
it'll be
4-0 now.
5-0. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So not a
sorry.
huge deal, but it was just something I thought it was hilarious to point out. So
Yeah, you know what? Freaking
yeah.
internet lies to me all the time. So
Oh, I know it does. Yeah, I just luckily one of the guys from PFC who's in charge of kind of dealing with putting up the fights and the social media aspect and some of the other media stuff. He caught it and messaged me about it the other day. So it's just just funny to mention. So
awesome.
yeah,
Well, we all make mistakes, but anyway, we were talking previously. How was class at the Forge Training Center? That's all.
yeah. Nice, beauty, rainy day today. Just
Yeah,
nice Canadian weather. One day it's -10 and snowy,
that's
and the
right.
next day it's +5 and pouring rain. So interesting. Luckily, I managed to get a run in today, so that was good. A little bit, interrupt the rain a little bit. So, but aside from that, yeah, training was good tonight, man. Real good. Always love it. Try and
Yeah,
push my, yeah.
that's awesome. So let's talk about you're coming in with a four fight win streak. How do you kind of keep that momentum fueled, and how do you stay focused?
You know what? Honestly, I like to kind of put it out of my head. Like I know I'm training for a goal. I know I have a fight coming up. I got the date registered and locked down, but I just kind of plug away and just keep the motivation going. And I try and stay nice and even the whole time. And I find it's a good way for me mentally wise to just push forward and get in every day and train hard and know that I have that fight coming up. But it's not something that I'm sweating on every day, all day type deal, right? Just another day in the office for me. And I just try and keep myself, just focused on that goal and push forward. And that's pretty much how I roll.
For sure. And what would you say are some of the biggest adjustments or self adjustments that you've made since we last saw you in the cage?
So last time when we spoke, it was for May, right? The May
Yeah, May
fight.
May 2025. Yeah.
Oh, basically, that fight obviously went well for myself.
Hmm.
And then the next fight I had in July there ended up going into the second round, and so I was a little bit heavier than I normally sit at. So, normally I like to be like really most of my fights have been under 170, 175.
Hmm.
The last one was I was at 200, right? So that's big for me, and just was struggling to get the weight off, and I just took the fight at basically that weight. I felt kind of a little bit slow, not quite as crisp as I'd like to, and even though I still felt like I did reasonably well, I felt a little bit a little bit more slow. So now I'm come down. I'm 190 right now. The fight in February 28th is 185. So I only got to drop 5 pounds. It's almost 2 months away. So I got tons of time. So I'm feel real good at even just with this 10 pounds off. And as I slowly make my way back down again to 85, I'm feel better and stronger and faster, and endurance is sitting pretty, and I'm just I'm loving that. So that's for me, just feeling better physically and mentally about myself, about not sitting so high up in weight, and more comfortable for myself, which is obviously better for my mentality.
Well, you just talked about, gonna be fighting at 185 and you fought at 170 and you fought at 200 being a little bit more heavier. Do you feel like,
Yeah.
yes, this is gonna be the sweet spot, or are we gonna see on February 28th how you're gonna feel in that fight?
Yeah, that's going to be the sweet spot,
Yeah.
185. I haven't been that low in a bit. It'll be nice to get back down again. Like I said, my original fight, like weight was about welterweight, 170. Some of my kickboxing bouts were even 165. So, pretty slim for me. Obviously age getting a little bit up there. So, it's a little bit harder to kind of take it off as not as easy as it was to keep it off, as it was, when I was younger. But I'm working hard to make it that way. And honestly, I feel great at the weight I'm at right now, and I think it's only going to get better in the next 5 or 6 pounds.
Yeah, for sure. Before we get into the fight, you just talked about doing a class with the students and whatnot, and I assume that you were the teaching the class.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're teaching these youngsters, or when you're just teaching these people starting out, what are some things that maybe you've learned from the students that you can apply to yourself and to your training? Because we never stop learning.
Yep, that's exactly right. I love teaching for that very reason, because you get to see a lot of people at all sorts of different levels and different starting points of their training. Right, so you get the very first brand new people, you got the 3 month people, you got the 6 month people. So it's great. I love to see it, and I love to be able to kind of like pick apart all the different levels and different points in training.
Mhm.
Um, with like footwork, defense, just basic breathing, all the basic stuff where, you kind of, once you get into this for a while, it becomes, the norm, but everybody else starts out. So it's always good to remind yourself that the basics are always going to be number one. And by teaching, it's really helped me kind of like focus on that point. And I find it helps to also teach people in order to like come across that way, to demonstrate that even though I've been around a little bit, that everybody can be kind of humbled by by the basics, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now let's jump right in this fight. You got Ty Kelly in front of you on February 28th. How do you feel about your opponent's strengths coming into this matchup? Is there any surprises that as you prepare?
I don't really know that much about the guy. I've watched a little bit, a couple clips here and there, but I really don't know that much. I know he trains out of like a BJJ school, but I think he's
Yeah.
also more of a striker as well. That's kind of what I was told. So I'm assuming he'll probably be. I always assume everybody is decent everywhere, and I work to improve myself in every aspect, whether it's the stand up, whether it's the clinch, stand up, whether it's on the ground, takedowns, defense. So I'm always trying to prepare for any possible outcome or any possible strength that that person
Hmm.
might have. And we look to be around the same height, and I think we're the same stance, so that's nice. Not fighting a lefty this time again, so which is, but yeah. So like I said, I don't know a ton about the guy other than just like the very basics. I kind of like that sometimes, going a little bit surprised and have to
Yeah, a little
adapt.
bit of fog of war going on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, and you know what? Sometimes you can watch a bunch of stuff and prep, and they're totally different. So I like to kind of just like go right as is going on in the cage, and just kind of like adapt in the second as it
Hmm.
goes.
And is that exactly why you just more focus on your own strengths and focus on what you need to do on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm as my own person, I'm well aware of my own weaknesses. So I really try and work on the stuff that I know for sure.
Hmm.
That I have some gaps in my training that I could add in. I have like a great coach and a great gym to train out of. I have a lot of free reign here, which is nice. So a lot of opportunities to kind of train in, and we have a few different gyms in the area to kind of mix it up in the training too. So it's great that way. But yeah, I'm just excited, man. Just just looking forward to this. Tried to get on the October 25th one, and it just didn't happen. So just looking forward to being in there again.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like you talked about the way we talked about the self adjustments that you made in just the last little bit. Like what do you feel you can bring in this matchup? Do you feel like the things you talked about, you fighting at 185, hitting that sweet spot, and the things that come with it, do you feel like that's something that you'll bring in this fight that maybe gives you more the edge over your opponent like Ty Kelly?
Well, from what I understand, I think he fought at a little bit of a lighter weight before. So even though he's probably not going to have to come down much, it might just be like at his walk around weight. I think he
Hmm.
was up 75 maybe before, so not a huge drop, but 10 pounds, 10 pounds, and I'm coming down. He's coming up a bit, so I might have maybe a little bit in the strength department and. Just being able to like utilize that a little bit exercise or used to adapting that exercise in to kind of put the pressure on and make him carry the weight a little bit, try and put the pressure on a little bit more, maybe more than he's used to. I don't know. I never like to talk about how another guy is going to fight, right? So you just never know.
Yeah.
I just like to kind of go in there with my own mentality in mind.
Yeah. No, I know you're not a guy that would look past Ty Kelly.
No,
But I mean, with a win, this is now gonna put you with your fifth win.
yeah.
Where do you feel at that point? Now in with another win, where do you feel you're at with another potential win on February 28th? Do you feel like are you kind of looking at things like going pro eventually? Is it with these wins, does that give you enough confidence to think that you can take it to the next level and go up pro?
Yeah, you know what? I don't. I'm not looking to make a career out of it. That's
Yeah.
probably a little bit past my like age at this point, but I have been like really contemplating on taking that next step within the next year, even just for a couple fights, just to have my card and take a couple fights and have
Yeah.
a pro record and make it a little bit more legit. So that is something I've been contemplating. So we'll see how it goes after this bout. If however I do, that will kind of dictate how quickly that next step gets taken. But I am looking to move up. So
Awesome. Well, Craig, I just want to end this off with a little bit of fun and keep it light and fun here. We got all the business out of the way. Let's have some fun.
yeah.
I gotta ask you, sorry, I was gonna ask what hits harder. What's harder, training camp or pretending that you're not nervous?
Well, you know what? The nervousness doesn't bug me till like maybe like the last night and a little bit of the day of. So the training camp was way harder because it's just going on every day and just pushing it every day, right? And that honestly helps to mitigate any even small anxieties because you're training hard, you're working hard,
Hmm.
and I find that's one of the best things for anybody experiencing anxiety, regardless of what it is or whatever. Just that training is any of that training. It helps so much to stay focused mentally, right? So yeah, no, that the training for sure is harder. I'll take the little bit of anxiety within the day of any day of the week rather than that's just excitement.
Fair enough. Is there a drill at camp that ever makes you question your life choices?
Really just like burpees, man. Burpees suck. I'll do them, but just pushing that burpee every time you're trying to do whatever happens to be, whether it's just bag work and throwing in burpees every time or sprawls or whatever, anything similar. Man, that's something you love to be done with when it's over. You're glad you did it, but it sucks when it's going on. So that's the one thing, probably the worst. Maybe some of the tougher wrestling matches too. That's something too. So yeah.
And what do you think is the biggest lie fighters tell about training camp?
The biggest lie? I don't know. That's a good question, actually. Probably that that the camp is going to prepare you as best as like say as like the camp is going to get you ready overall better than say like just 2 months of normal training. So I know that sounds weird to say, but I find that for me, as long as I kind of like treat it like, well, I'd still like treat it like a camp, but I also treat it like regular training. It helps me kind of like stay focused. So it might just
Mhm.
be a thing, honestly. But I don't know whether or not other people think that way. But sometimes when you put a lot of pressure on yourself, injuries come too, right? So, and that's a big one too. So always try to avoid the injuries too.
For sure. A couple of just quick ones here. What's your thing? Pizza or burgers?
Oh man, pizza for sure. But I love my burgers too. But pizza, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we're both from the same area. Well,
yeah,
I live here. I live here. I'm not from here, but I live here. We live in the
yeah.
same area. Who do you think has the best pizza in the area in the Sarnia Lambton?
So I don't know. Probably dressies, honestly. Dressies, or maybe bread man. Both of those are great. Sadly, because I'm like out of the like I'm in Petrolia, I don't get a chance to get those as often. So maybe that's part of it. Is like it's a little treat here and there if I'm able to like kind of like go pick it up or. But usually I just stick to like my local ones if I'm just ordering from home or whatever, right? So yeah, I think dressies as a solid, but there's a lot of new ones around. So like a lot of new ones I haven't even probably tried. So I mean, gonna have to roll the dice next time, I think, and pick one. Maybe see if it's better.
And lastly, Netflix or YouTube food videos?
Oh man, I think Netflix. You know what? I'm gonna say Netflix. Not every time I watch food videos on YouTube, it's just like, especially in camp or like prepping, or if I'm trying to drop weight, I just can't. I can't do it. I gotta stay away from that. Too much enticement. So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I think Netflix saves me a little bit at least.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Craig, the floor is yours, man. Anything you like to do shout outs to? The floor is yours, bud.
Just one shout out. Well, a couple shout outs real quick to my sponsor and the shorts I'll be wearing, Grapplers Guild, my brother's company, actually based out of Petrolia. Not sure if you've heard of them or not, but
Yep.
absolutely phenomenal stuff. I wear it almost every day in the gym, whether it's jits, whether it's striking, whatever. It's got some for everything. Phenomenal stuff, great designs, makes custom gear. Well worth it, well worth the money for sure, and buy local too. So, and I just want to thank my gym and my coach, Roland Cunningham, and Force Training Center, for always giving me a place to train and keep me going and be in my corner and keep me pushing forward all the time.
Awesome, Craig. Well, I appreciate you taking the time again. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. It's always fun to do this. And good luck on February 28th. I don't know if I'll be at the event, but if I am, I will see you there and we will chat
And
then. And
I hope to see you there.
yeah, you're the second guy tonight that's already saying that I'm going to be there. So,
Yeah, we're just gonna get
well,
into it.
yeah, we'll see. I should be there, but if I am, I will see you there. And like I said, good luck on February 28th, and we'll talk again soon.
Awesome. Take care. I appreciate you having me on.